Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Adebanjo Faith. If you're seeing me for the first time, and I film about faith, parenting and lifestyle. So in today's video, I'll be talking about what Montessori is and the different aspects of Montessori. So if you're interested in setting up a Montessori home, or you are a parent, especially in this part of our world, and you're wondering what is Montessori and what are the different aspects there are in Montessori, so here they are. Now, as a certified Montessori educationist, God, I'm still wondering what to call myself. Yes, from what we learned, there are 5 different aspects of Montessori. There are 5 curriculum areas in Montessori. The first is the practical life activities. The second is the sensorial. Third is the language. 4, mathematics. And 5, cultural. Okay. Now, as someone who wants to set up a Montessori home, or want to practice Montessori at home, or better still, you want to teach your child at home using the Montessori style of education, you can just, cover up everything you want to do. If you want to be sure that, I hope my child is not missing out in any aspect. Once you have covered these 5 areas, then you know that, okay, you're good to go, at least in the basic sense of the word good to go. Now, the practical life activity, or the practical life area, deals with everything, just like it says, practical life. So sweeping, teaching a child how to sweep, how to wash, how to fold, how to use the peg, just name it. Transferring of objects from one place to another, using a spoon, using a thong, using a pipette, using a turkey baster, transferring, even setting a table, greeting. So there are actually different aspects in even these practical life activities, and it covers almost everything. Sometimes someone even was asking me if a friend was at my place at a time and saw me teaching my 1 year, 3 or 4 months old now how to carry a chair, and she's like, do you literally have to teach her that? And I'm like, we teach every single thing. So in practical life activity, you teach the child everything, like almost everything that has to do with practical life activity. How to even survive at all, how to sit, how to greet, how to respond to greeting, how to line up, walking on a line, how to even their body posture. All of those appears under practical life activity. The second, which is a sensorial, and this practical life activity, you can start with your child as early as when they can start walking, even eating, how to use the spoon, how to set a table. So from 6 months, practical life activity starts. The second, which is sensorial education, deals with the senses. So you are teaching the child, because Dr. Maria Montessori says that a child literally learns through his senses, learn by touching, learns by hearing, what they see, visual discrimination, when they can see different colors or even different shades of colors and discriminate different sizes of things, and then discriminate how the sizes could be arranged, whether from great to small or small to great. All of these are senses. So provided it stimulates their sense of sight, sense of hearing, so we have the sound boxes for that. Now, all of the things I'm saying, if you notice, I'm not giving examples of specific what do we call it now, examples of specific instruments, or maybe I should just say that. So for that would make the video so long, but all I'm just saying is that anything that would sensitize, or anything that would just stimulate this aspect. So hearing, for instance, putting rice in a shaker, your kitchen bottle or any container, that is already a sensory activity for that child. Having different Legos of different sizes, and they are building it, or stacking boxes, or stacking even bowls of different sizes from small to large, from the largest to the biggest, all of these are just sensory activities. Differentiating colors and different shades of colors are sensory activities. And majorly, even before a child reaches school years, the major thing that we concentrate on is the sensory education, because the child is highest at that point. Their senses are really hi cry at that point. So that is sensorial education, and it covers different aspects. Like I said, the sound, their sight, color differentiation, how are they touch. So we give them different fabric to feel, and then to play, to feel, and to differentiate. Okay, this fabric and this fabric are alike, even while blindfolded or while looking away, and lots more. The next aspect, which is the language, talks about them identifying the alphabets, the letter sounds, and then reading. So in Montessori, we start to introduce them to the letter sounds. We don't use the alphabet ABC, we use the letter sounds A, B, K, and we don't even do it accordingly. We just do it randomly, and then we don't introduce, we introduce at least 2 or 3 at a time, and we don't introduce similar letters together, so that the child will be able to differentiate. And then we introduce with a sandpaper letter, so the child is combining sensory education and language. So most of the time, before you start to even introduce language to a child, the child must have done a lot of sensory activity, feeling different textures, which is rough, which is smooth, and all of that, so that by the time the child enters language and mathematics, the child can now use that to learn how to write. So here's an example of one. This is B. Pardon, the camera is just flipped, and then the child learns B, right? So he's learning how to write the correct directionality at the same time learning the letter sounds, which is a 2-in-1. This is why I love Montessori, you know. Another aspect, so letter identification, then they begin to learn letters together, identify which sound is found in which word, and then before you know it, they're reading. But that will not be introduced when the child is still 1.5-year-old. The child will be like 2.5 or even 3 years before we start the language. So the child would have been used to practical life activities and sensorial education. So that this video will not be too long. Mathematics, same thing with mathematics. The child must be able to differentiate between numbers. So if you're teaching a child 1, 2, 3, the child has not known mathematics until the child can associate 1 with 1 orange, 2 with 2 oranges, something like that. Yeah, and there is a lot more in mathematics also. So these things are things that we can do at home, really. Last aspect is the cultural aspect. Now, just like it entails cultural, knowing about the world, Africa, Nigeria, blah, blah, blah. Now I'm saying Nigeria because I'm Nigerian, but knowing about all continents of the world, land, water, and the air, knowing the differences, scientific experiment. So culture is actually divided into 3 aspects. I would see if I would work on making a video that now talks about each aspect and how you can practice it at home. Remember, this is Montessori at home. Watch out for these videos, and this is not something that would take really an expert. I'm only talking about it as an expert now because I've gone through the training, but I am here to show you how you can achieve this right at home. If you stayed to the end of this video, you are the real MVP. Really, I don't know what that means. But thank you so much, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. If you have, thank you for doing that. I have a whole series of Montessori videos already, and these are just practical videos when I had not done Montessori training. Please do well to go through those videos. You would know that even as a Montessori illiterate, now I'm not saying that in the word of insulting, but really, even without the formal education of Montessori, you can still practice Montessori with your child at home, because all these videos you're seeing in this playlist or this playlist, they are all videos done without my training. Okay, this is in fact the first Montessori video I'll be making after I train. So thank you so much for staying to the end of this video. See you in my next video.